Well, it wasn't quite the way we were all hoping for the season to end here in San Diego. This is what it looked like as the seconds ticked off the clock. Aztecs falling short to the UConn Huskies 76-59 in last night's national championship game, giving the Huskies their 5th national title. It's a 6 a.m. on your Tuesday morning. Many of you may be calling out of work because you stayed up late. We're here for you. We've got the news. I'm Chris Groh in for Eric Connor.
And I'm Netta Iranpour. I know I want to go around and give Aztec fans hugs, give the players big hugs, because it was rough. I mean, to see that loss. But you know what? It was an exciting season nonetheless. The season may not have ended with that title that we all wanted, but it was historic for the Aztecs. Yeah, and we have team coverage this morning covering all angles of last night's game, both here and in Houston. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol is out at Viejas Arena with fan reaction. But first, we're going to check in with Eric Connor. So, Eric, you were at the game last night. I don't know if you got any sleep at all, but obviously you heard from players and coaches firsthand. What was it like?
Yeah, about 4 hours of sleep, but that's okay. We're still riding the energy because this place was popping last night. 72,000 plus fans. A lot of them were Aztecs, so proud of their team regardless of the finish. You know, I heard a father and son walking out of the stadium here last night saying they never thought in their wildest dreams that the two of them would go to an NCAA championship together as father and son, and that the Aztecs would be in it. So it's just a reminder of this impressive, historic run here. Let's get you some of the highlights of the game here. It really was kind of in the hands of UConn for most of this. They had a 12-point lead over most of this game in front of the 72,000 fans that were packed in here. We didn't get many lucky bounces. At one point, they had an 11 minutes without scoring a field goal, and you just can't do that against a team like UConn. As you guys mentioned, they have been to this dance quite a few times over the years, beating all of their opponents in this tournament by double digits. Aztecs had to really work for their points, while UConn's threes just seemed to drop with ease. At the half, UConn was up by 12. It seemed to be the gap for most of the game, but 5 minutes into the second half was our narrowest deficit of the night. We were down by just 5 points. We did get that three-pointer. We got a steal, added a layup, got to that really, really close 5 points, but UConn came back. A late game surge, put it out of hand. UConn winning this one 76-59. We want to hear from two seniors now with San Diego State Aztecs. We talked to them in the locker room after the game. Here's what they had to say.
I mean, it's a blessing, you know, like, I feel like outside of this room, this is a closed locker room with us, we're the only team to believe we can get here. So, I mean, we surpassed our expectations, honestly, and so we were happy to be here, but obviously, you know, we wanted to win, but take this and we're going to get back in the gym and we're going to work to get back here.
Well, this season's been a great comeback story. The 30-2 team, there's a lot of suspicion on what could have been there. In the 2 years after, you know, losing the first round, I think what we did this season was to bring closure to those past seasons and, you know, make everybody proud in San Diego and California, everybody that supports us. And, you know, like you said, you know, it would have been nice to cap off with a win, but hats off to, you know, UConn. They're a really good team, and we just didn't have what it took.
What an impressive run, though. Hey, coming up here at 6:30, we're going to hear again from Coach Brian Dutcher and what he says about this historic run, and also the shout-out he gave to not only Aztecs fans that came here to Houston, but the entire city of San Diego. We'll have that for you coming up here at 6:30. Guys, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, San Diego is certainly rooting them on and still supporting them. Eric, thank you for that. And, you know, the loss, of course, hurts. A lot of people waking up kind of sad this morning, but we are going to remember this great run. Yeah, CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol joins us live from Viejas Arena, where fans were celebrating, they were crying, they were probably even quiet at the end. But how are they reacting now to the loss, Dana Marie?
Well, Chris and Ned, I can tell you that this area right behind me near Viejas Arena was packed with thousands and thousands of students. And after that loss, I know, of course, it was tough. The shock kind of faded away. The message really quickly shifted to one of just how proud and excited they were for how far they've made it.
This year, the culmination of all the effort of all the staff really came out. So this is heartbreaking, but we're going to learn, and this is the farthest we've ever gone. So how can you not love that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a historic time for San Diego State. Now take a look at some of this video. It was pretty much chaos before the game. The Viejas Arena, which holds 12,000 people, was at capacity before tip-off. So students were attempting to rush the entrance even jump over that fence to try and get a seat in that arena. Extra police was ready if anything got out of hand. About 40 to 60 police and law enforcement officers were seen in riot gear near campus just in case anything happened. But thankfully, no arrests were made, no incidents happened, just a lot of sad fans heading out of that arena. There was supposed to be a block party planned yesterday, but actually ended up being canceled because of how immense the crowds were here. I mean, people, no matter where you were, at a bar, at your house, there were gathered hundreds of thousands of people probably all over San Diego glued to their TV last night. As for the team returning back, they're flying home today, should land around 2:30 p.m. They're going to be back on campus around 3:15, and I'm sure there's going to be a very, very warm welcome waiting for them as those boys roll up in that bus, just showing how much love and support they still have for this team as they return here in San Diego. And of course, check back on CBS 8 at later editions of our news broadcast, and we'll bring you the latest. I'm Dana Marie McNichol, coming to you live from San Diego State.
Thank you so much, Dana Marie. And Viejas Arena wasn't the only place that you could find San Diego State fans last night. In fact, there were places all over the city hosting watch parties, including Courtyard in downtown. Now, fans gathered early there, hours before the game, to get together and claim a good spot for the big screen. And the vibe was electric. I know they've got that DJ that's going out there filling those commercial breaks. They were with everyone, cheering on as the Aztecs tried to score there against the Huskies. And everyone we heard from says that they are still supporting San Diego State no matter what.
We'll come back. It's the furthest we've ever been. Very proud to be where we're at, but we're going to make it. This is good for our team. It's a stepping stone to greatness.
And now one of the big questions here this morning, will there still be a parade to honor this historic run that the Aztecs had for the season? So the quick answer here is we don't know yet, but we do know San Diego has held parades for teams who have lost in the past. So we spoke with a ton of SDSU students who say win or lose, the Aztecs deserve a hometown celebration.
We still made it this far. It's still an accomplishment that we won every other game.
Yeah, we're proud of our hometown team, and we'd love the chance to be able to show it.
I think people will still certainly turn up for them. We have reached out to the city, San Diego Police, and to SDSU, and to see if there are any plans for one yet. No definitive answers as of this morning, but we'll stay on top of this, and of course, we'll share any details about a potential parade as soon as we get them. And to be a nice week for a parade.
Yeah, I was just looking at the video right there showing the '98 World Series team that unfortunately lost, but came back and still had that welcome arms and Tony Gwynn. Yeah, I mean, it looks like fun. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Like we've been saying, I mean, it seems like San Diego State will still, of course, give them a very beautiful homecoming.
Homecoming,
may not be quite as wild.
I don't know about a ticker tape parade, though.
Yeah, exactly.
The crowds of people, though, that were at Viejas will need something to do.
They're not going to turn down another opportunity to party.
I don't think so.
And like Netta mentioned, weather's perfect for it. We're going to start to move toward much warmer temperatures, drier conditions outside. This upcoming Easter weekend, boy, it is going to be a summer-like weekend almost. We have temperatures in the 70s along the coast, near 80 inland. For the morning hours, though, as we kick off your Tuesday, we're still slowly transitioning away from what was still a drizzly, windy Monday. So now we're kicking off our Tuesday morning with cold temperatures. Those skies have cleared out following that storm. It is 30 degrees right now in Ramona, 27 in Julian, 25 in Mount Laguna. Sun is starting to come up, so we're getting a little bit of light beaming on through amid clear skies. Along the coastline, mostly 40s, 42 in Oceanside and Carlsbad. And when we stack these temperatures up compared to yesterday, I mean, it's 16 degrees colder right now in Oceanside, so you're going to feel it walking out the door. 14 degrees colder in Poway and Alpine this morning, and 13 degrees colder in Julian. That westerly flow, clear conditions allows for the frost advisory that we have in effect. So that's going to be in effect through 8 a.m., another about 2 hours or so that we could see some damage to any sensitive vegetation out there. But by the afternoon, hey, celebrate this. Sunshine across the county, temperatures in the low 60s. Still going to look pretty similar in terms of your temperatures compared to yesterday for the coast and inland, but mountains and deserts are warming by about 5 degrees. And the real boost in temperatures comes from tomorrow onward, really tomorrow through the weekend. Notice that stretch of about Thursday through Monday. We've got upper 60s, low 70s expected along the coastline. So we should have several days where we're above average. The question that we've been asked several times is, will it last? Right now, it doesn't seem like it will. There are indications that toward the middle and later portion of next week, we'll start to see those temperatures drop back down. Doesn't mean you can't celebrate the warmth that we have on hand with those 60s and 70s and with that 0 to maybe 1% rain chance that we have in the forecast. All right, let's jump into traffic. It's 6:10 right now. So far, things are light on the roads. Couple areas of construction still going on, but no crashes or collisions according to CHP. Seeing some slightly slower speeds on the 15 southbound as you move into Escondido, and of course still the closure up in Oceanside on the 78. You can find more on all of that. Website is cbsa.com/traffic. Back to you.